All right, y'all. Real quick. Um, Not gonna be here too long, but just wanted to give my review of the Black Panther. I thought it was a very good movie. Um, I enjoyed seeing beautiful black people, strikingly upright. I love seeing the African aesthetics. Seeing a black male lead that wasn't cowardly or soft or goofy. Um, the whole thing, it just looked good. It felt good. Um, and I'm not one of these people who feel like, because you got some. My initial review of the trailers and shit, I went a little too hard. So I recant all that. I think I deleted those videos. But there's a swelling of, don't take the Black Panther too serious. This ain't a black movie. I think that you can still enjoy this film and recognize it for what it is. The main thing about media that black people that we have been getting wrong is that we keep it real, and that is a terrible mistake for people who don't have anything, for people who are completely oppressed, for people who are fucked up. Keeping it real only cements negative stereotypes about us. We use the media poorly when we should be keeping it as it should be. That's how you program the planet. And this is a great example of taking media and using it as positive black propaganda. you know, um, because all that hoodlum shit, drug dealer turned businessman, or all of that shit, the Jezebel and all them type of movies. There's motherfuckers that see that shit that don't see real black people. All the athletic shit, all of that shit. That's the that's negative propaganda because, I mean, it just is. And Black Panther served to be something positive. Something it was wholesome. Um, I would say a little too G rated because, I mean, give me a break. The motherfuckers had walks around with claws, and so this reminded me of the early X-Men movies where Wolverine was fighting, but nobody was bleeding. So this shit was like Mortal Kombat 1 on Super Nintendo. And if y'all remember that shit, when you would get uppercut, it wasn't blood that they knocked off of you. It was sweat. So, but either way, uh, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Um, there are people who say that that it's not owned and controlled by blacks. So why only fuel white people? I get that too. But when the choice is a positive image versus no image at all, I'm on the side of putting something out there. So I enjoyed it. There are things that I would tweak. The best thing about, like, for example, I didn't really um, Chadwick Boseman isn't my pick for fucking Black Panther. I think he's kind of small. Because I'm from the '80s, I grew up seeing superheroes. So when I think superhero, I think 6'4", muscular. He's bigger than your average dude. You know what I'm saying? So, and Chadwick Boseman was Chadwick is small. But the one thing that he does have positive for me is that he's cool. You can't teach cool. He's frozen. And so his portrayal of the Panther, ultimately it worked. Physically, he's not a strikingly large man or strikingly handsome man, how you would want your lead to be. Like this is going to represent, black manhood. You want him to be bigger than life. Like Wesley, Wesley represented that for me as a kid. And when I think black action hero, I think Passenger 57. And the line that sticks with me is always bet on black. And I was a kid and I saw that shit. and that shit has been burned into my memory bank. So when I think guys, along that line, but Chadwick pulled it off. Just seeing the women, the women, they were beautiful. The colors, the art, uh, you know, it was just, I mean, Coogler did his thing. Marvel opened up the wallet, the costumes. I mean, it was dope, man. It was dope. The the one of my favorite scenes. Oh yeah, yeah. Spoiler: Black Panther wins at the end. Call until I answer it, but I'll send him the voicemail. But anyway, um, shit. Hold on one second. Let me just put on Do Not Disturb. All right. Okay. All right. Where the fuck was it? Yeah, Black Panther wins at the end. One of the best scenes in there is I think that they got a good Claw. Claw gets killed, which was unfortunate because he was a good villain. The best scene is when they're in South Korea. They're in the casino doing some fucking. They're on a mission to catch Claw because Claw killed his father and he's stealing vibranium and shit like that. So they go in there, and the way they portray it visually, you have the Africans, sophisticated, modern, sleek, beautiful, versus Claw and the Europeans, and I'm talking about super white. Noses are pointy, lips are non-present, pale skin, blonde hair. The eyes are blue. They got beards. I mean, it looks like a moment in history. The goddamn Africans versus the goddamn Vandals and Visigoths, and it was excellent. And the Africans kicked their asses, And Claw, which is a good villain, when people don't pay attention to how good a villain makes your movie, they killed him way too soon. Um, Creed kills him. So I'm trying to make this as spoil field as possible. Uh, who else? I just enjoyed seeing that because what it showed was, again, he captured it, and I don't know if Disney. Well, I'm pretty sure Disney peeped that. I'm pretty sure they emailed Coogler about that because I think the original version had the Black Panther ripping Claw's face off, and Disney said no, 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 he's got to get away. So but just to see that, like this is your enemy, there's no mercy. I enjoyed seeing that, showing that the villain, that it wouldn't be a black on black crime fest. Because, they could get away with a lot of shit if it's Africans in Africa, and, it could be all types of black on black brutality. And they can just be like, hey, it's an uprising in the kingdom and that type of shit. But no, they had a white antagonist, and that was good to see. Um, let's see what else. What else? What else? Um, oh yeah, all the black tech, these black people using their brains, seeing state of the art shit, just very inspiring just to see it, for a visual, and because we don't see it often, because again we use media poorly. When we get a chance to make a movie, we want to make hood shit, we want to make power, we want to make empire, and that's just a poor use of media. Um, Seeing all these black people just being physically fit. Creed, he was in great shape. Uh, so was the guy that played the Panther. Seeing what the hell is her name? Played Tina Turner. Um Angela Bassett, seeing her age so gracefully, she's beautiful. Um, Seeing all the tribes get together and paying respects to the African tradition, with the tribal scarring and the face paint, and then the king, the knighting of the king, or whatever, the crowning of the king ceremony, and how you can challenge for the crown, and if you win, I mean, this shit was just dope, man. They're seeing like the African landscape. It was beautiful. It was just good, man. It was good. The acting was on point. Forrest Whitaker dies. Another spoiler. Creed kills him. Spoiler, spoiler. Who else? What's another spoiler? Yeah, well, once you know Black Panther wins and who dies, I guess the movie's pretty much. I've already told you what happens. But my only drawback, what I did not like, or what I actually hated, was there's a white man that they allow into the movie to be like the fucking ally or the secret weapon, and I felt like that was I felt like that was terrible because it's a CIA agent, and to think that a CIA operative or the CIA itself would be a positive force for any African country is disgusting. I mean, absolutely. And the fact that he was shoehorned into the film because they really didn't need him. And I feel like, again, that was another Disney reshoot when Coogler's original version had. Oh, yeah, the dude from Get Out. Remember the dude from Get Out, the movie with the crazy white people doing crazy white people shit? He was in it. He actually looked good in it. He did his thing. He ends up being. I don't consider him a turncoat. I consider him loyal to the throne, but he goes against the Panther. But I think in the original they had him doing all the white man's work, and then Disney said no, 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 no. There are absolutely only six white people in this film. Get the fuck out of here. So they made the white man help the Black Panther. I didn't like that part. I really didn't like that. That really like left a sour taste in my mouth. I get it, when it's not black owned, you got to kind of do what they tell you. But I peeped it for what it was. That was some real propaganda. Like America would ever, help an autonomous African nation, a nation that doesn't need it. America's gonna be like, hey man, you want one of our best pilots? So yeah, the white man shoots down, and then that's the other thing. He's not shooting down European planes. He's shooting down those planes that he's shooting down. They were flown by Africans, so he's killing Africans in the movie. So, you make sure you see that when you see it. Uh, and then again, they used animals. I mean, they armored the rhinos. I mean, it was just dope, man. It was dope. It was not perfect, but it was dope. Ryan Coogler, he did it. He paid homage to his hometown of Oakland. There's a lot of the scenes. The movie ends in Oakland. There's some cut scenes in Oakland. I respect the hell out of that. Even though I ain't from Oakland, I just respect that he laid it down for his town. Because if I directed the motherfucker, the shit would have been in Detroit. Um, what else? Black Panther's father. Another point that I didn't like that made him stupid. Because the Black Panther's father kills his brother, which actually was the father of Creed, which made Creed this warmonger maniac. Um, and to me, we got Wakanda. I mean, it's flooded in money. They smoke $100 bills there, and they let this child suffer, grow up in the ghettos of America. That was stupid. I didn't like that part. Um, what else? What else? What else? Uh, damn. I think that's really it, man. The Panther almost dies. He comes back to life, and he wins. And that's really Black Panther wrapped up. Definitely well worth your time. Um, you should go to a dine-in theater. That's where I did. That's what I did with the big stupid leather seats. Um, and enjoy it. Kick back and just see some positive black shit for once. Nobody's in a gang. Nobody's gonna get nobody's on getting high. None of that shit, man. It was just some good black imagery, and I salute them. What I didn't like again, the lip plate shit. I really don't. I don't get why they had to. That was another shoehorn. The white man and the lip plates. And I get it that it's an East African. They according to legend that shit was to scare off the slavers, and it was really primarily worn by the women. And I just don't. If you're in a, that's just something so antiquated that it just don't even make sense to bring into the like. Why would you do it? It's so painful and uncomfortable and impractical. You get a lip plate, that means your bottom teeth, your whole bottom row is gone. You're drooling. You got your mouth open all fucking day. It's very I didn't like seeing that shit. Like it was a they made it so that this was a whole tribe. Like who the fuck would see other tribes like we got lip plates, y'all don't. Damn, y'all got all your teeth. Damn, you guys ain't got to walk around with hankies because you're drooling. You know, man, I just they made it seem like they had lip plates like casual people on the streets with backpacks and shit, like chilling, looking at their iPhones, like oh shit, I'm late for my lip plating. You know, I didn't like that shit, and I don't give a fuck how much people. Oh, it's tradition, it's absurd. No, it just don't fit. It don't fit. So, but outside of that, they actually took traditional shit, upgraded it. So spears, right? Like the white man said, you know, we're primitive. We throw spears. Well, spears is African in nature, you know, some original man shit. But what they did was they took spears and made them shoot lasers, or they made them, you know, fucking invulnerable. You know, like they're you can't destroy them. I mean, shit was dope, man. You know, they just modernized it and took it to the next level. I mean, it was just very, very, very good to see, man. Very good to see. Um, and without compromising the integrity of the character. Oh, another spoiler. At the end, after all, and this is what I'm gonna tell you. This is the worst after credits Marvel movie Marvel after credits shot that they have. You can comfortably leave the theater because at the end it's Bucky Barnes with his one-armed ass in the middle of the goddamn Serengeti, unexplained for no fucking reason. You know, and I didn't like that the Black Panthers, you know, fucking Wakanda is a safe haven for this fucking cripple, this white cripple on top of it. So yeah, uh, definitely fuck that. So yeah, leave the theater, and then I don't know what they did, but it seemed like this was the longest set of credits that Marvel had rolled out, because yeah, it took a long fucking time for that fucking 16 seconds of bullshit. Um, But yeah, that's pretty much the movie, man. Great. I mean, had well timed comedy. The characters, everybody had a personality. Nobody was a waste, except for again, you know, the white CIA hero. I mean, give me a break. Claw again, great villain. I would have loved to have seen more of him, but they kill him pretty soon, and he dies of a bullet. And so I was, you know, as much as I'm all for, you know, that type of violence, uh, that type of visual. Yeah, you need a villain. You're only as good as your bad guy. The bad guy is more important than the hero. Believe that shit. If you can get somebody that you can hate, somebody that you can respect, you know that beats the hero. 1 second. All right, my bad. All right, so what else was on there? Uh, Black Panther. What else did? Oh yeah, yeah. So you got Creed. Creed is Black Panther's nephew or cousin or however that goes. His brother's yeah, it's his cousin. So he comes back for the throne. You know, after years as a mercenary, he's the top killer. They call him Killmonger because he kills so many people in war and blah 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 blah. So come to find out, his axe to grind was the fact that Wakanda let other black people suffer. While they have vibranium and they got, you know, they're playing space hockey, black people across the globe suffer. So he was on some, I'm going to snatch the throne and I'm going to arm black people across the globe to fight back. Now, that's some classic Malcolm X shit, right? Black Panther, revolutionary shit. What I didn't like about that is that they made that seem like he's the nutcase. That like that is such a horrible idea. Don't ever think about it, black people. This is not the way to go. Do not resist. That's what I didn't like. I can understand if he was just on some personal world domination, but his primary goal was to put laser beams in the arms of the Huey P. Newtons of the world. And I thought that that was fucked up on Disney's part to make him seem like he was some lunatic, radical maniac. Like, oh, can you believe this guy? Having black people help other black people? I didn't like that. I'd rather him just be on some Dr. Evil shit, just wanting to take over the world, just like every classic bad guy. Make that be crazy because he's going to take it over and enslave everybody or whatever, or just greed, or maybe he just wants to let the world burn. But the fact that they painted him as just this crazy, like, listen to this guy. You want to do what? And it's, that shit I didn't like. That was a very, very bad plot point. Like, he's just so crazy. Because he sat on the throne and he chastised the royal family. Like, he was like, look, you know where I'm from? There's motherfuckers that look like us and we ain't got nothing and you motherfuckers had everything and you ain't help. And so I was like, well, shit, well, hell, well, maybe I'm rooting for the wrong motherfucker. Maybe Killmonger is the guy. I didn't like that part, that they made that just something just like, well, how dare he? Listen to this guy. Say it again, Killmonger. Yeah, that's what I thought. Guns in the oppressed hands. What? So I didn't like that. I'd rather he just be on some. It would have been better if he'd been like, look, y'all got all this vibranium. It's time we start slanging this shit. And then we become richer. And then we take the money and we enslave other nations. That I could have dealt with. Because it's like, damn, you selling out the home team and the natural resources. Then that could have been some programming for black people. Like, look, don't go to Africa and then sell them and treat them like white people do. Drain the resources and hog all the wealth for yourself. That's a better message than fighting back, than a violent resistance. So I didn't like that part. I did like the fact that Claw was a racist. Claw's a racist. He called them savages. He had a low opinion of black people, period. I thought that was good because that's some honesty for your ass. And I think that with him and his super white Viking team, and they got their asses kicked, I think that was a good visual. And I think that even no matter, it's a lesson in race relations, in my opinion, because then you think about it. How many white people that you know personally that you would say, oh, this guy's not a racist, but how many white people in your life point out other racists? Because if white people say, because here's my thing, all right? I have a different opinion about racism and white people and all this other stuff, but I always think to myself, to people who say, oh, not my white person or not my, and it's like, okay, well, surely if they're your friend, they know that racism is your biggest obstacle. So what have they done? What information have they provided that would explain why they are not racist? Or what racists have they exposed? Because I think if you have a white person in your life, spouse or otherwise, that has not provided you with some pretty good racial intel, I think you know where I'm going, bitch. So what I liked about seeing these super Aryans, because these weren't just, regular, like run of the mill, like they made sure they got some great big old Viking Heimdall for Asgard white boys, made sure that you saw that these were Hitler's dream, Aryans to the max. And to see them get crushed and pummeled and outsmarted and overpowered by these Africans was very good. I enjoyed that. But it just Because even if you say, okay, they're not all bad, then where's the help? Where's the hey, don't go there? Because I'm not saying you ain't even got to do none of the fighting, but just tell me where the traps are. But that's just food for thought for you guys. Um, so yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed seeing that. But again, for the sake of the movie, I would have rather Claw be the bad guy and Creed and Panther reunite or fight side by side. Because Claw could have been a formidable foe, but he's dead as fuck. Like, he's so dead that Creed dragged him to Wakanda as proof that he's one of them. Um, that Creed is actually a Wakandan. So that was dope. He was dead as fuck in that bag. Excuse me. Shit, man. Thought I had a sneeze coming on. I hate a false sneeze. A fake sneeze, and that's pretty fucked up. Uh, Let me see. What else? What else? You know what? I ain't gonna lie. I think Marvel wasted an opportunity to really do some dope shit. I was hoping to see Storm at the end. What I really would have liked, Blade, Storm, Cage, and Luke Cage, and I'd have been cool with that since we actually have actors and actresses for that. Blade, Storm, and Cage, and Prince Hakeem and Simi. If they all could have been just sitting down in the throne room, going over shit, that would have been dope. That would have been the greatest after credit scene of all time. Simi, Prince Hakeem, um, yeah, Blade, Cage, and Storm. That shit would have been crazy. I think that also I saw all through the theater they just having this Avengers movie coming out this summer. I think that's in poor taste. I think that Marvel, you just got back all your Fox shit. Why won't you just do reshoots? But they're going forward as if they didn't just get all these new characters. I mean, all these original characters that would help the story. So I think the Infinity War is going to be Marvel's first bad, well, not Marvel's first bad movie, but I think it's going to be a bad movie. And I don't think it has to be. I think it's going to be bad because all of the ill superpowered characters they just got back. You know what I'm saying? They just got them back. So, you know, um, it's you can't really tell that story without the X-Men, in my opinion, without the Surfer, especially the Surfer. No Surfer, no Infinity War. Period. So, um, but yeah. So for part two, I would like to see some type of crossover. I would like to see them. I want to see Black Panther rated R. I mean, because when he fights, he defends himself with claws. You know, and trust me, there is zero blood in this film, and he's a fighting motherfucker all throughout. So, there's that. Even when he gets stabbed a few times, and he's stabbing people, the blood count is low. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I looked at the chat for a second. Yeah, this is. Did you read the title? This is full of spoilers. I didn't give you the whole fucking movie. And one, shame on anybody who didn't see it opening night. Shit. And it was good to see when I saw the shit on Facebook, people dressing up like the royal family on Coming to America. I think that's dope. And we have a right to enjoy some shit. And I want to say that there were no mass shootings, but I think Kevin Smith, even though Kevin Smith's a retard, and I wouldn't be surprised if it came out that he was an actual gay person. Like no bullshit, Kevin is. It wouldn't surprise me if it came out that Kevin is gay, like for real. I mean every word I'm saying. But he was right though. White people hate seeing black people happy, and it wouldn't have been shit for them to spray one of them theaters. Luckily, it didn't happen, but he was right. That was something I was on the lookout for, definitely. Trench coats would have made me leave. So, yeah, it went out without a hitch, and it was just good to see black people in cosplay because we don't really participate because that shit is expensive, and you know how the economy is for black people. And two, we rarely are able to cosplay a black character. So here it is, a whole litany. Your girl can be part of the Dora, be part of the Royal Guard, and you can be Black Panther, or you can be Killmonger, or you can be the Mountain People, or whoever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? It was good to see that because we're rarely able to actually enjoy some shit, you know. And for me, seeing black people smile and show up and make it a big deal, you got black people who are from HBCUs wearing their HBCU shit. Now there's gonna be dick suckers who's gonna say, "Oh, but it's Disney, it's white owned, it's Jewish owned, it's da da da," and all of that is true. All of that is true, but in some cases, you, you're gonna have to smile or make a find something to smile about at least once. Period. You know, so I have no problems with that. You know, I went to a HBCU. Um, I would have worn my HBCU shit had I fucking thought about it. And by the time my man that hit me, I was like, "Hey man, you should." I'm like, "Oh shit, hey, motherfucker." You know, but anyway, I saw a lot. Spelman, Wilberforce, Central State, Grambling, you know, people wearing this shit representing, you know, because this is a moment to where we haven't seen in a long time. Blade was the last one, um, but Blade really wasn't well known. And truth be told, Marvel threw that out in the dark, like, hey, fuck it. Wesley, we ain't giving Wesley the Panther. So here, Wes, we got another Negro character, and let's see what you can do. And Blade 1, he set that motherfucker off and saved Marvel Studios. You know, so saved and created. The shit ain't exist until then. You know, so trust me, um, that people had to see it. You know, we as the black community, we're gonna go fuck with Wes because we grew up on him. That's why I went to go see the shit. You know, and truth be told, out of all the films that have been created, I have never seen a better opening scene. Blade is the best first 40 seconds in cinematic history. And I put that against any fucking movie that has ever been recorded ever. Blade's opening scene for the original is the illest by far. Wesley and his editing team and the fucking animators, all of that shit. They all need Nobel Peace Prizes for that shit. Oh, Lamar's here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, yeah. I don't expect a big crowd when I do comic books and shit like that. You know, I don't, and I know, I accept that, but that's not going to stop me. Okay, here's the other thing. I'm not preaching to people, so I'm not sitting here talking to people, telling them what they should do with their lives. I'm sharing an experience that I had, an experience that a lot of people had, according to the box office, and I'm giving my take, and I'm hopefully ruining the movie for people. But I hope I don't stop people from going to see it. What you do, Lamar? No, I ain't gonna do that. You know what? I'm gonna save that for a roast video. I'm gonna save it because I remember, and this has been burned into my brain as well. Um, Michelle didn't believe in me. That I'm going to dissect and surgically remove that from your throat this weekend sometime. Shout out to Styles. Before I went live, I was listening to Styles. Styles baptized you. Shout out to Lee Concrete. Um, but yeah, back to the movie. And back to what was I saying? Last was talking about Blade as the best film ever. Yeah, Blade's first. Yeah, ain't nothing fucking with that. Ant Diesel Nuts. What about the first Transformer? And shout out to Ant Diesel Nuts. Y'all should follow him. Ant Diesel Nuts, the man with the plan for the zombie apocalypse. Fuck with Ant Diesel Nuts. Just sub. As a matter of fact, Ant Diesel Nuts, I want to hit you up with some ideas. And but I'll go to the comment section, because I think you could really do something with that zombie apocalypse theme. Show your guns, illustrate exactly what damage they would have on the undead. Um, and plus, you got a sense of humor, so I figured you could fuck with it, tweak it or whatever. I think that'd be dope. And you might be the only motherfucker on YouTube doing it. You know, name your gun, and in the title you say of the undead or what it will do to the whatever. But just an idea. But I think it's I love what you're doing. It's different, and it's good to see a black man educating people about protecting themselves. And them guns is in defense of your family. God damn it! So I salute that. Thumbs up. Shit. And your intro scene, shit. As a matter of fact, if y'all didn't know, Ant Diesel Nuts worked on the goddamn Wesley Snipes intro team for Blade. Check out his intro and then watch Blade and tell me if you can tell the difference. I honestly, no bullshit, right hand to white Jesus. I thought I was watching Blade when I watched Ant Diesel Nuts video. That's me. That's just me. It's a flawless transition. But um, yeah, man. So with going to see the Black Panthers and all those fucking haters, like, I had to. I got to stop fucking with some of these dudes. Some of these black fight the power motherfuckers. They're a little too no frills for me, man. Like fucking Jason Black and Professor Black Truth. I mean, a lot of their information is on point, but they're absolutely no frills, and they lack the bedside manner. They really took a dump on this movie. The idea that black people are supporting it as some type of racial betrayal, it was just I can't dig that, man. And I actually got a kick of seeing black people in the theater having a good time, smiling and laughing when it was funny. At the end, motherfuckers applauded. I applauded, and I'm not no showy, emotional type of motherfucker, man. But even I was compelled to salute this. Like, good job, Ryan Coogler, because I know your hands were tied on a lot of shit. Because I got to look at the original script, and yeah, man, Black Panther was very violent. It was a lot more white people that died in the original script. But I see that Disney interfered, so and this is what we got. But even with all of those red marks and all that whiteout that Disney did to the script, still a great job. Colorful. I mean, just very vibrant. I mean, just good, man. Good. Um, I was surprised that they completely xed out any traces of any type of Egyptian anything. Like, there was no sense of anything past the Congo. Um, and I thought that was a bit odd. I would appreciate an Ankh or two or a pyramid somewhere. Uh, what else? What else did I find entertaining? Again, the women were beautiful. Uh, all the male roles, there wasn't one buck dancer. Nobody bucked their eyes. Nobody smiled for no fucking reason. And I'm sick of seeing black people's teeth in films. For no reason. The women, they were feminine and strong, and they carried the balance. So at no point did I think any of the royal lady ninjas, at no point did I think any of them were gay. They all were able to balance that. I'm a ninja, a warrior, spearsman, lady, and I like dudes. So I thought that was dope. He walked that line because it's easy for that shit to trip up, and next thing you know, you're dealing with the goddamn 1994 Kentucky Wildcats girls team. But let's see what else. What else? And then the set, the costumes. Another thing, I know a lot of you guys don't pay attention to this because you guys are most of you motherfuckers are uncultured and stupid. But the whole thing was just magnificent. You know, the way they did the sets, the laboratories, the technology. You know, it was on some sci-fi shit. You know, they spared no expense. The throne room was dope. You know, even though in the original script, the Black Panther's throne room was a mountain of skulls in the original script that Ryan created. But Disney, of course, you can't have no mountain of skulls. And then the skulls, they were like, Ryan, who are these skulls belong to? Then he said, these are the skulls of the invaders, of the colonizers, of the potential slavers, slave traders. And of course, then they said, no, 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 we got it. Black Panther will sit on the actual chair. Uh, so you know, they made Killmonger a somebody you can hate. He was over the top. Wasn't nothing cool about him. You know, he everything he did was too much, and that's the signs of a good villain. Like it's way too much, man. Like he burned down all the Black Panther plants for no reason, just because he could. He's choking handmaidens, you know, gardeners, caretakers. It was just excellent bad guy, super tough, you know, easy to hate him. I just wish that he could have been. I would have liked to see him in a sequel. If I see him again and they don't write it right, then I'm like, well, then y'all wasted y'all time killing him in the first in the original for him to actually make it to the sequel, you know. But I, you know I can see them doing it because a Black Panther stabbed him and you know took him up to the Black Panther lair. And another thing that the Black Panther did I thought was dope that harkened back to my childhood was everything was branded. Y'all remember Batman back in the day when everything was Bat this, Batarang, Batmobile, Bat Shark Repellent, Bat Fan, Bat Phone. The same thing with the Panther. They had Panther statues, everything. Panther laser shooters. You know, everything had the mark of the Panther. I thought that was funny. I really appreciated that. You know that every Panther toothpaste. I mean, it was really, it was funny. I appreciated that, and you don't see that no more because it used to be like that. You know, but yeah. So yeah, he dragged him out to the to the Panther penthouse, and he was able to see the a Wakandan sunset because Creed had said that his father said that the sunsets were the most beautiful on Earth, and he finally was able to see a sunset when his sun set. And I get that, but you know, and so it was good, man. Seeing the women again, the Panther's girlfriend, which is the famous girl, um, 12 Years a Slave girl, who I always find, I think she's very, very pretty. Her teeth are just so white. Um, she played her role. She was tough and smart and feminine. You know, just a complete opposite of the shit you see on Power or Empire, where black women are absolute man eaters and disgusting. Some shit you don't want to take home. These women, they made you feel like this is why you go off to war, so you can kill those that would come bring them harm. That's why you risk your life because you're protecting her. This is why you do all of this. This is why you go out and wrestle a rhino and all this other shit because of her. You know, these women, it's like, yeah, I want to make sure no harm comes to them. And that's what a woman's job is supposed to be, primary motivator. And to see these women be that way, like you want to protect them, they give you a reason. Because, you know, unfortunately, a lot of motherfuckers think that just because they a woman, they deserve that. And it's like, what the, because you woke up? Well, these are women that give you a reason. Delicate, soft, smart, loving, loyal. It was just good to see that, man. It was really good, and then to see them, you know, and in love, and when he first saw her, the first opening, when you first really see the Panther in action, he's ambushing some slave motorcade or whatever, and he hadn't seen her in a while. She had been deployed on a mission, and when he saw her, he was frozen because he missed her, because he loved her, and because she's so beautiful. 12 years a slave girl, she did her thing in this. And so did Walking Dead lady. Beautiful, tough, attractive, in shape, loyal, heart so fucking big you thought it was a tumor. I mean, just amazing. I mean, tough as nails, but you never thought that she was a carpet muncher. Still maintained her heterosexuality and her femininity. Just beautiful. It was good, man. So this movie checks a lot of boxes, man. If you're a movie buff and a film aficionado like myself, it still would have still kind of not feeling the white dude in the movie. Well, not feeling. I hated seeing him. I hate his role. He's in the movie way too long. So that's the only drawback. And again, back to the girls thing, because I really reliving, like when I was in the theater, I was sitting there thinking like, wow. And it's not a perverted like I want to fuck these girls, it's more of a I want I want I want these girls. Like I want that woman, you know. It's because she was them, just all the girls. I mean, very royal, very, very proud. Even his sister, who was basically the comic relief for the most part, but even in her, she was still soft and tough when necessary. She had the brains, but was pleasant is the word I'm looking for. These girls are nice to be around. You know, they not they not on no bullshit, and it was just good to fucking see that, man. Because how many times have we seen a Queen Latifah type bitch, Monique type? How many times have we seen that? These precious. I mean, even with the new this new girl the new black girl in movies, um, she's a hood rat. She's got a mole. I can't think of her name, but she's in the new fucking anyway. She's a new black. She's in the Girls Night Out or whatever the fuck that just came out. She's also in this Uncle Drew movie. Um, I can't think of her name, but anyway. But how many times have we seen that character? I'm fine. Don't you? That type of shit. None of that shit. None of it. It was just girls doing what they got to do with a smile. No one's trying to compete against the man. They understood their role. Um, the queen, who was Angela Bassett, very supportive, soft, royal, regal, um, proud, was not going to back down. Just supported. Respected black male leadership. It was just great, man. It was good. It was good. I mean, they weren't overweight. And that's another thing about keeping it real. We're not using the media right. Like we have as black people, we just there's no fucking rules to get into the club. We let anybody in. Like Precious. How the fuck do we support that ghastly beast? I mean, really? How? Where is the fucking line drawn? Where for our women? Even if all of our women are fat, you use movies to portray what should be. White people don't show themselves as cheaters, as brutal oppressors, as cowards, as maniacs. They don't portray themselves like that because that's the truth. This whole racist shit, that is the truth. No, they show themselves as winners, as triumphant, as warriors, as brave, as courageous. None of that is true when you have orchestrated and maintained a racist global system. But they don't show you that in their media. They show you how they want things to be. And here we go, making movies with Monique-sized women, Precious-sized women, these, and it's just awful, awful. And in this movie, you ain't have to worry about that. You saw black women how you would want them to be, and they weren't. You know what? I'm not even gonna give credit to that because there's some black women that's gonna talk that shit. Oh, I ain't gonna let nobody. And why they gotta back down to a man? You bitch, you the bitch I'm talking about. If you hear a black man say, "Hey, I like these black women because they were nice and pleasant and sweet and soft," and you hear that shit and you saying, "Well, I ain't," and you the bitch I'm talking about. It's you, bitch. You the precious. You the fucking, you that type of bitch. You are a problem. And I'm just glad I ain't have to see that shit. Wasn't no big ass asexual woman who was more mouth and gut than any fucking thing. They weren't there. You had to meet a standard. You were judged and you had to meet it. And that's how you keep motherfuckers in line, with judgment. People who want to say don't judge me are motherfuckers who don't want to be held responsible for shit. No, to be part of the fucking ninja brigade for Wakanda, you had to be a certain height and weight. And you met it. There wasn't no fucking, wasn't no goddamn nothing else. To be the love interest of the king, you have to be a certain size and weight and disposition. You couldn't just be whatever the fuck you wanted to be, and the king's got to take it. No, bitch. You gonna eat some salads. It was good, man. Good movie. Shout out to everybody who gave me that girl's name, Tiffany Haddish. She is a nightmare walking. She represents. She's a little too homegrown. It's a little too real in the negative part. And it wasn't no Tiffany Haddish in Wakanda. It was very much very much an ideal society. The men protect the women because the women are worth protecting. I have no problem with that. I will go out into the world and bring you home the resources because you're worth it, not because you woke up a bitch. Mahogany, what's up, girl? She says some writers, many portray black females, usually how they view them and their true perception, no matter what the color writer is, and that's a problem. And that's a problem because we use the media incorrectly, and like I said, black people across the globe are the poorest, the least educated, least employed, and we often have to live in them under those circumstances. So, with that being said, making movies that reflect that without showing how we got into that position and basically showing how we live under those conditions, in those conditions, is a poor way to use media. So if you ain't gonna tell the story to where what puts you in this position as black people, then you need to show black people as champions, as black people with morals and how things should be. Black people resisting, not no goddamn, like I said, all of the hood movies, they were all made the best hood movies ended in 1996. That's the end of the good hood movies. Everything after that is chasing menace, chasing boys in the hood, chasing South Central, etc., etc. So enough. That's why I don't fuck with power. That's why I don't fuck with empire. I don't fuck with none of that black man crime trying to do good. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of us seeing us have to swim in the sewers and try to be the fucking hookers with the heart of gold. I'm sick of that shit. We need more coming to Americas. We need more fucking ATL. Remember that movie with ATL with T.I. and shit like that? Way better than I expected. Positive black film. We need some shit like that instead of all these gangster movies. I mean, because it's all been done, and it was done better when I was a kid. Believe that shit. Mahogany says, "Oh, let me shout out the chat, man. I'm sorry, man. I've been going over the shit. Gemini, what up? Rebellion, Marty, Bullet, Picard, Cherubim, Flip. Let's see. That's really it. All right, I got everybody. Gemini says, yes, it is, and it's sad that they do that, but they usually go with what they saw growing up all the way to adulthood. Ebony, what's up, girl? Damon D. Was there any interracial bullshit? No, there was none, Damon. Bullet says, I can agree with that statement. The best hood movies ended after 1996 with a few exceptions. Bullet, I would challenge you to name any hood movie made past that. In 96, and I did that just for safe measure, I think I can close that window in 95, though. For real, for real. But um, any movie that can hold up to the standard of Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, South Central, Juice, you know what I'm saying? Like, real shit. There are none. There, fucking New Jack City. I mean, come on, people. Enough with that shit. I don't support none of that. And please don't nobody tell me paid in full, cause that was bullshit. A very bad movie. Set it off. Ebony, you almost sat on the almost gave you a halo for that. ATL was a good one. I don't consider it a hood movie though. Bullet Club. I do not consider that a hood movie or of that caliber. It's a good black film, but it's not a hood movie. Yeah, no, it's no, but it's a good movie though. It would have because we talking Pantheon. You know, yeah, it ain't up there, but it is good. I was pleasantly surprised. Hell no. Paid in Full and Shotters were based on true stories, and the films fell short. Fuck no. I thought that they were terrible. Way shorter the actual stories. Hell no. Poor no. Paid in Full was okay. At best shots, it was definitely trash. Belly. Fuck no. Belly does have a great wait, oh, that came out in 98 because I was a freshman in college when I saw that shit. Belly has a great opening scene, and Belly, visually, Belly looks good. It's a very good looking film, but it's a bad movie. I mean, it's just a bad movie. Becoming a CIA operative, going to Africa. I mean, come the fuck on. King of paper chasing. You're joking. Probot, what's up, man? Flower Bomb, the devil's son-in-law. I ain't seen that, and I know. Hold on. Oh, Sweet Gemini, let me scroll up. I ain't seen that Flower Bomb, and I'm pretty sure because you named it, it sucks. Sweet Gem, look at Spike Lee. What do you do, Sweet Gemini? Sweet Gemini, your black ass said that like don't ignore my comment. Then when I grow up and all you say is look at Spike Lee. What the fuck am I supposed to do with that? American Gangster, no way, no way. Fell short of the real story. And if you watch it again, it's a very slow moving film. No, hell no. too slow. I ain't scrolling shit. You gonna have to retype that shit, Jibba. Meteor. Okay. All right, Picard. Picard. Is this some time to think about what you just said? Meteor man. I mean, that is funny, but goddamn it, we talking hood Meteor man. Oh, that was a good movie. I saw that in the theaters as a kid. Oh my god. Chris, did you know they made a Boo too? Hell yeah, that's another movie I boycotted. Training Day, not a hood movie. Training Day, definitely an overrated movie. Denzel did a good job, but as far as a movie, it wasn't good. The ending was terrible. State property. No one. Listen. Here's the rules. No one laugh at Picard. No one talk to Picard, or I'm giving you a halo. You understand? And a halo is that's gonna send you to the hereafter. Picard is persona non grata. Let's see. Baby boy. Fuck no.